Middleton with it. Now guarded by Parsons. 6 on the shot clock. Carter Williams can't get it to go. Always seems the Mavs are able to compete for a title, Clark, but their window might be closing with some of their stars aging, namely Dirk Nowitzki.
You're exactly right, Kevin, because Dirk is the centerpiece of that franchise, has been for over a decade. They made the Rondo trade last year trying for a big finals run, but eventually they'll start to have to build for the future.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Filling out the wings, it's Middleton and Antetokounmpo. Then it's Greg Monroe. Then it's Carter Williams. And it's O'Brien in at the four-man position.
And when you look at the Mavs, they have always built through free agency, still tinkered with the roster this season to get into a position to compete. Not having any lottery picks for so long has hampered their youth and development.
Williams can't hit.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing. On that possession, they were all over him on the perimeter.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Here's Carter Williams. And he banks in the layup.
Well, you know, with the Mavs making the playoffs so consistently, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Cuts both ways. They rarely have draft picks that help take the team to the next level, but they are in the playoffs, which is what every team wants to be part of.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
First one falls for him. Well, Clark, the Bucks were much improved on the road last season, going 18-23.
Yeah, they were very competitive. This young team fought hard and rarely found themselves out of games on the road, which is a good sign for the future.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Anderson's checked in. And it's Monroe finishing it off.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Nowitzki for three. From beyond the arc and then some. Nowitzki's got 5.
And for the Bucks, who only won 5 road games in 2014, last year's mark of 18 is a huge step forward. Still, they had problems last year as they had an 11-game road losing streak towards the end of the season.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Pachulia. And Anderson slams it in.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively, and this lead, I think, is headed up.
Well, I tell you, the Bucks are taking steps in the right direction on the road. The problem is the franchise hasn't had a winning record on the road since 2001.
Now here's Nowitzki. He has 5. That drops. Nowitzki's got 7 points.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
And he gets it to go. Mavericks leading by 3. Inside. Stolen by Monroe. One-on-one fast break. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Williams for 3. Nowitzki, no good. Bucks trail by 3. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Dallas again missing.
And just because you can make it from outside doesn't mean you need to live there.
Not that far out anyway, Greg. I mean, he can work for a better shot than that.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Yeah, you can see they gave up a lot of points here in this run, and he just wants to break the momentum before this thing gets out of hand.
And, you know, that's a huge part of a coach's job, making sure you keep your guys in the best position possible at all times. So I like this timeout.
Charlie Villanueva's checked in for the Mavericks. Correa comes in for Darren Williams. Milwaukee also making some changes. Henson's checked in for Johnny O'Brien. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams. Here is Bayless. Monroe, no good.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
You know, you look at Dallas, and that team didn't rely too much on the mid-range or the short game last season, but they could have. They shot 70% from 12 feet and in, excluding drives. That's pretty good.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. For the Mavs, and that 70% shooting from 12 feet and in, a lot of Dirk high posts and push shots from their guards will do that.
It isn't the most efficient shot by analytics, but there is a lot to be had in the mid-range. If teams only protect the 3 and the rim, you can feast on them with the little short push shots, and the Mavs did that last season.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Here is Barea. Here's Anderson. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time.
And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. The Mavericks on top. They lead by 5. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Mavericks.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second. Mayo out there with John Henson. Then it's Vasquez. Then it's Miles Plumlee. And it's Bayless in at the 1. Barea dishes to Villanueva. And now here comes Vasquez leading the break. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Dishes to Plumlee. McGee with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Plumlee. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Pachulia, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Nowitzki comes in for Charlie Villanueva. Parsons checked in for Devin Harris. Darren Williams is subbed in for J.J. Barea.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once, and they had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his team.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Bucks trail by 4. Carter Williams kicks to Monroe. And he goes in for the dunk.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Middleton drives in. Antetokounmpo. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Antetokounmpo's got 8. And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach, but I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself. That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
The Bucks shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
Evans, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. The Milwaukee Bucks ended last season 41 up and 41 down, a perfect 500 mark, and they were the epitome, Clark, of average at the end of the season, and as you can see, even during it.
Well, they're a young team, but at one point, 17-17, also had an 11-11 record against the East and 6-6 against the West.
Kicks it down to Middleton. Nowitzki with the steal. And now here comes Williams leading the break. Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession.
Well, let's take a look at last year's Dallas Mavericks and where they ranked in the NBA. Second in points off turnovers, third in scoring, and they also showed up in the top 5 in fewest turnovers. When you squeeze the orange and take care of the basketball like they do, you put yourself in position to win.
And go back to points off those turnovers. I mean, teams really get caught unprepared to deal with that blitzing style, that trapping, diving into passing lanes, and then running it down your throat in transition. And the Bucks were average last season. I mean, they were 17-17, also 7-7 at home, 10-10 on the road, 5-5 in the games leading up to that. So in every measurable way, they were 500.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Dallas. And Parsons slams it in.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams.
You know, just thinking back to that Milwaukee factoid again, I mean, the odds that we'll ever see something like that happen again are minuscule. I mean, that team was just destined to end up 41-41.
And the call will be against Darren Williams. That's his first foul. Chris Copeland's checked in for Milwaukee. Took him no time at all on that one. And now a 4-point Milwaukee lead. Williams passes to Nowitzki. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Copeland dishes to Antetokounmpo. He kicks to Copeland. They get it back to the wing right side. Middleton outside. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Dallas has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them.
Yeah, and a dangerous trend here as they're starting to live and die with outside jumpers.
Really good point, Greg. I mean, you want to keep that balance, and attacking inside creates space for shooters, and having shooters creates opportunities inside, so it works hand in glove.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, not afraid of the physical play, but he still needs to stay under control.
Yeah, he obviously was not under control right there. Not much doubt he was going to get whistled for the over-the-back call.
Here's Barea. And it's sent back by Plumlee. And so we conclude.